everybody, Zachary from Zachary Zoo Adventures. I am in St. Augustine, Florida, and today I'm visiting Marineland of Florida, or just Marineland for short. Now, this is a mostly outdoor aquarium, and luckily it's supposed to be a very nice, beautiful day with no rain. So this is a mostly outdoor aquarium, so if you're coming here on a rainy day, it probably won't be as fun. So I'm very excited to be here. It's a very beautiful day. This is actually right by the Atlantic Ocean. So I'm gonna go see if I can find a map around here. And so let's get started. Alright, welcome, Marineland, St. Augustine, Florida. There's our first tank. It's actually right inside the gift shop. Let's over to the scene here. We got ringtail surgeonfish, giant green carpet anemone, orange skunk clownfish, Bellis angel, coral beauty or two-spined angelfish, pyramid butterfly fish, Arctinio discus mushroom coral, Hollywood stunner chalice coral, Rhodactis mushroom coral, and frog spawn coral. Oh, this is a nice tank. Absolutely wonderful tank. Alright, so over here is the daily schedule they have here. Got the sea to shore, shark talk, dolphin talk, sea to shore, turtle talk, and the dolphin talk. I'm not sure if I'll be able to stick around for all that, but I'm probably going to do the sea to shore they have at 9:45. As they all do have signs pointing in different directions because I did not find a map. So I'm going to head towards the right to the tortoises, dolphin discovery, sharks, and sea turtles. I'm also going to head to the ocean walk. Some information here about turtles. The loggerhead sea turtle, green sea turtle, and leatherback sea turtle. Now, this is a mostly gravel walkway, so it's very not interesting. We've got a red-footed tortoise. Oh, do you see the tortoises? This one right here. Here's all the tortoises they have here. And got Bartram, Blossom, Herbie, Terry, and Toby. And there are all the other tortoises here. Here's some information about the Kemp's Ridley turtle. And here's a sea turtle in here. Not say what kind of sea turtle this is, but I'm guessing it's a loggerhead. Not quite sure. Hopefully there will be a sign for tell me what kind of turtle this is. The sea turtle conservation. Yes, this is a loggerhead sea turtle. There's a view of the loggerhead sea turtle. Nice. We got the sand tiger research. Alright, here we go. The tank they have for their sand tiger sharks. There it is. Got fins sticking out of the water. Very nice. I believe it's another tank that has their sand tiger sharks. Oh, I do see them right there. over here is another view of the sand tiger shark tank. See, there's some that are swimming around the back. It's kind of hard to see with all the glare on the glass. Yeah, there's a lot of reflection on the glass, so it's kind of hard to see the sharks through here. Yeah, so I'll check back here a little later. Hopefully the sun's changed direction. I'll be able to get a better view of the sharks for you. One right there. Here's some information about the sand tiger shark. North Atlantic right whale. A loggerhead sea turtle life cycle. Submarine hill. Looks like they need to replace their signage here. Wow, this is very nice. It's right near the Atlantic Ocean. Very nice. A lot of waves. I wonder if I can wave back at it. Alright, so what I did was I entered from over there, and I also did all this area here. So I'm gonna head in this direction right over there into the dolphin habitat, and then do the guided tour they have at 9:45. It's another view of the Atlantic Ocean. Very beautiful. Some information about Marineland. I'm showing you the information just in case you are interested. That's nice. I'm gonna head into Whitney Park where we're gonna see the dolphins and the guided tour. Got the sea to shore aquarium viewing. Alright, over here is the dolphin tank. I am looking for the dolphins. Protect wild dolphins. And land preservation. Threats to dolphins. Sound pollution. Here's an other side view of the dolphin tank. Yeah, you see the dolphins right there. Swimming around. Swimming around. Dolphins do have not lots of water for them to be in. More information about the dolphins here. What is the last dolphin species? What is the difference between a dolphin and a porpoise? Female dolphin. Alright, so I see some of the dolphins are right over there with the workers. There's one dolphin right over there. Another one over there. That one's getting fed. Looks like he's trying with the keepers. How do dolphins sleep? What is echolocation? There's one dolphin right over here. Of course, humans are going to be the biggest threat to these animals. The dolphins are playing around with the toys there. Dolphin behavior. More information about dolphin behavior. Dolphins do have a really nice water area for them to swim in. Very nice. Oh, there's one right down there. Oh, there's one of the dolphins there swimming upside down. He was there, but I don't see him anymore. Oh, here he is. We are starting the tour. Very nice.
Okay guys, we're gonna walk up here, don't worry, you'll get videos and stuff.
Yes, we are starting the tour now. The dolphins do have all these toys for them to play with. Over here is another view of the dolphin habitat. They're all playing with their toys here.
Yep, so that's Zach, and that's Miramar right there. So, we have 13 bottlenose dolphins here at Marineland. Right now. So, we have 13 bottlenose dolphins here at Marineland. We have 8 boys and 5 girls. And here are 2 of our boys here. One of them, Zach, is actually just turned 29. Do you guys think he's our oldest dolphin here at Marineland? Yes. So he's actually not. We have an older dolphin. You want to guess how old she is? She's 55. 55. Close
Oh, that's
guess.
pretty old.
So, you guys think that they typically live that long out in the ocean? Any guesses? So no, unfortunately they typically on average don't live to be out on that old out in the ocean. They typically live to only be in about to their early teens, whereas under human care they're able to live into their 20s and 30s. Of course with both there are exceptions, as we know from Betty, who's in that habitat over there. And so, the reason that they do so well under human care is that here at Marineland we don't have any predators. They get restaurant quality fish every single day, and they have better health care than I do. They eat better than I do. They have a great life here. And do you guys know what the biggest predator out in the ocean for dolphins are?
Sharks.
Sharks? Nope.
Humans.
It's humans, actually. So we're actually the worst. It's kind of a trick question. So we pollute the ocean and we overfish, and we also a lot of causes for boat strikes. So all 3 of those are very detrimental to dolphins. So if you really want to protect these unique creatures, which I hope you do, you can definitely reduce, reuse, and recycle, which obviously helps the environment. But then also, you can follow state regulations when it comes to boating and fishing. And so for right now, we are going to say goodbye to the dolphins, but don't worry. When we exit today, we'll be exiting the exact same way that we came in, so you'll be able to pass the dolphins on your way out. So now we're going to go into our aquarium. Do you guys have any guesses on what color his skin actually is?
Yellow.
White. So that's a close guess. Yellow is not correct, but good guess.
Orange.
White's close though.
Green?
It's actually gray.
Gray.
So what gives him a super vibrant green color is the fact that he has a thick mucus layer that allows him to slither around through the reefs and the corals. And then he also has 2 sets of jaws. So the first one is an oral jaw, which is right here. And that's what grabs onto his prey and helps him chew. And then the second jaw is the pharyngeal jaw, and it'll extend forward and help bring that prey back through his stomach, or through to his stomach, through his long body. And he also, if you can see some of his legs right in here, that is Patrick. And so, starfish, we're trying to get away from the term starfish. We're trying to call them sea stars. As you can see, I'm not the best at remembering myself, but they're actually not they're actually not fish. They are, in fact, their own type of thing, and they're actually more closely related to sea urchins right in here. So these sea stars and sea urchins actually have tube feet, T-U-B-E, so that allows them to maneuver over rocks and corals as well. So they actually have feet and not fins. And so I will move you guys through to this case over here full of shark teeth.
Yes, you do see the starfish right there.
Do you know where the shark just came from? Actually a megalodon, by the way. Their nose would begin at this wall, and then their tail would go all the way down into that hallway. So they were a very massive shark. And these teeth were actually found in Orlando, which might sound a bit weird since it is inland, but that's because the megalodon was roaming around the earth millions of years ago when Florida was still underwater. So you can actually find these teeth pretty much anywhere in Florida if you look hard enough. And luckily for the dolphins and whales, the shark does not still exist because that is what they feasted upon. They ate dolphins and whales. So it's very lucky. They probably would have been the biggest predator for our dolphins rather than humans.
So the ones that we found on the beach, the small ones, like
Those are from just other sharks.
other sharks?
Yep, so these are big megalodon sharks. So he went extinct 2.6 million years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is.
So I'll turn your attention back here and we'll talk about a really lovely dolphin named Nellie. You can turn around to these cases.
More video of the green moray eel.
She's been very, very smart. She was actually Jackson University mascot. And as Jackson University's mascot,
Also a giant hermit crab in here. I'm not seeing the hermit crab anywhere. All I see is the moray eel.
And so this beautiful New Jersey right here, spread. So we have a lot of firsts here at Marineland, and so I'm very honored to work here. And so I will move you over and regrow their legs. That's the same thing with sea cucumbers. In fact, including sea stars, they can actually regrow whole bodies if needed, as long as their central disc was still intact. And then we have a collector urchin right in here. You can see she's wearing some seashells as hats. She's very, very stylish. And then she uses those for camouflage. So she picks them up with her 2 feet that I talked about.
View of the
And so this is our quarantine habitat where we keep all of our new invertebrates for at least 45 days. That way if they have any parasites or diseases, they don't pass it along to the healthier animals. I'll move you over. I see
Gulfstream Highway.
is they have a mouth on the bottom of their body. So they kind of are like filter feeders or vacuum cleaners. So they kind of go around and clean up the grime. So they're like the janitors of this aquarium right here. And they're actually venomous. So I highly recommend that you do not touch them in the ocean when you see them or see any type of sea urchin. And then if you guys want to touch, we have some whale baleen here. Do you guys know what baleen is? So baleen,
The Gulfstream.
actually have teeth. They have this instead, which filters through their food. Do you want to touch it? It won't hurt you. You can feel trying to touch it. And so this is an example of a really super healthy coral reef. And so you can tell if a coral reef is healthy based on how many fish there are. If there's more fish, that means there's more nutrients, meaning that the healthier the coral reef is. And this would be an example of a healthy Gulf Stream coral reef. And the Gulf Stream runs along this Gulf of Mexico and then all the way up through the eastern coast of the United States. And it's the perfect warm water current for a lot of animals to migrate through, including the leatherback sea turtle and the North Atlantic right whale. And then I'll move you over to our fan favorite named Jeffrey. He is our spiny lobster.
There's a tank here, and this is not a touch tank.
Say hi. He's very curious.
That creature there.
What's really cool about
That's nice.
is that he never stops growing. He continues to grow and he'll molt his external skeleton every 6 months.
The lobster.
That's super cool. And then they can live to be about 15 years old. But we don't know how old he is specifically, and it's very hard for us to weigh, so we don't even know how big he is either. But he is the second largest commercially sourced seafood in Florida. So you may have eaten a Jeffrey before. I've heard he's delicious. And then, of course, we have some black and red drum in here as well, which I've also heard are delicious. And believe it or not, they can usually weigh about 5 to 35 pounds, but the largest ever recorded was 100 pounds. And so these black drum get their name from the fact that they actually produce a sound that sounds similar to a drum, and that is about 100 to 500 hertz when they're mating. And I also have a Jeffrey molt right here that you can cut and peel, but be very gentle. There are spines on it.
Right here, that's like the biggest lobster ever seen.
There's a French angelfish. Fortunately, there's a family standing right here, so luckily I got a much closer look at it.
Very curious.
I look at the glass there.
Okay, guys. So I'll move you over to our cartilage. And so with these North Atlantic stingrays, you can tell that there are some significantly smaller ones want to step up here, you can.
Thank you.
So there's some significantly smaller ones in this habitat, and that's actually the male. So the females grow significantly larger. That way they can hold all of their young. And so that's just some sexual dimorphism for you. And I'm sure you've heard of the venomous bar from the stingrays. And if you're worried about getting stung, I have a solution for you. It's called the stingray shuffle. And so what you do is you shuffle your feet in the sand as you walk out into the ocean. And it looks a bit silly and it kind of slows you down just a little bit. But it gives those stingrays enough time to swim out from under you so you don't step on them. They'll only typically sting you if you step directly on them. They don't want to have to sting you otherwise. So if you give them that chance to run away or swim away, they will take it. And so once you guys are done with the cartilaginous fish, I'll move you over. And don't let her small size fool you. She can double in size when she feels threatened by any predators. And when she does so, she releases a toxin into the water. And that's why she doesn't have any fishy friends with her. She just kind of has some hermit crabs and sea urchins. And that's so that they're not actually affected by her toxin if she were to puff up. And believe it or not, they're actually very poisonous. One pufferfish alone can kill 30 men. So I highly recommend not eating any of them. There are some places in Asia that are trying to make it to when you can make pufferfish edible. But currently I would never trust my sushi chef enough with my life. So I'm currently not taking the risk, but that is up to you. Isn't she cute?
Yeah.
Is that cowfish? Is that
Valentini pufferfish.
Oh, it's a puffer.
Yep.
So they only puff
Kind of
up.
like a baby cowfish.
Yeah.
It's got the little horns on them.
When she's threatened, she'll
Look
puff
at all
up.
the,
Yeah.
the hermit crabs.
Lots of hermit crabs.
That's a nice tank in here.
Falling over each other.
Oh, these cute little fish.
I will have to skip over and run back here if they are
Happy birthday, Nelly. More tank. It's very interesting. Unfortunately, it says here they're outside. The pteropods have a nice habitat. Here's what's in here. We've got pencil urchin, slipper lobster, stone crab, and striped hermit crab. And here's a slipper lobster. It's a nice tank. This is not a touch tank. Corals of the world. Here's a striped hermit crab right there. The secrets of the reef. Coral bleaching.
Which means they both get fish gains
That's
benefit
nice.
having shelter, whereas the anemone gains nutrients via its fish poop. They have a very quirky relationship. I not.
And
The
sunscreen.
actually does get stung by its anemone more ideal. That allows us to not really feel it as much as other creatures would.
See, he has a special
I don't know.
covering over him.
And then that tentacle that you see right there, that's
I'm gonna go a closer look at the stingray tank. Lord, there's a lot of people up front here, and I really got a closer view of it. It's a very nice tank. It's a bamboo chart. Another ray. It's nice. It's nice. Sea level rise. There's a clownfish. Ocean acidification. There's a yellow tank. It's a nice tank. formation. This is a nice tank. There's another clownfish. Type of star under there. The spiny lobster exoskeleton. There's a snake in this habitat here.
Yep. He's always hiding in her enclosure.
What kind of snake is this?
This is a corn snake.
Oh, yeah,
And the other one's a
snake.
ball python.
Mm.
So corn snakes are actually native to Florida. Are you from Florida?
No, I'm from Texas.
Oh, okay. Well, they're native to Florida. Unfortunately, you can find the ball python here as well, and that's due to the pet trade.
Oh.
Under and inside of her little hut.
Yeah, that might be where she is. Oh, here's another underwater view of the dolphins.
Are you guys staying the whole day today?
I'm not quite sure.
Well, if you go on the other tour, there might be dolphins under here later. So I was just gonna stay on
Got spiny lobster. There's an underwater view of the lobster tank. Hopefully got a closer view of it since there's a lot of people earlier. One more video of the dolphins here. Very nice.
Yep, there you go.
Over here is, I believe, where you can swim with the dolphins. Actually, some people over there that are getting ready to swim with the dolphins.
Oh, look.
You actually are allowed to swim with the dolphins here. Alright, so the turtle just came up close here. It's a pretty big sea turtle. We got the shark talk at 10:30. It's around 10:20, so I am going to stick around for the shark talk. Alright, so I'm back at the sand tiger sharks, hoping to get a better view of them. It's very hard to see them, and I especially had a hard time seeing them under the underwater view. There's one right here. That's nice. There's the other sand tiger shark tank. See them swimming by. And if you're familiar with my channel, you'll know that the sand tiger sharks are my favorite type of sharks to see at aquariums.
And it pulls at the heartstrings sometimes, especially when you get in it.
The third shark.
I can't watch it during the day because like the sun.
There's a shark right there.
Welcome to our shark feed. Since there's a little more of you today, we're going to open up this top deck area for viewing of our sharks for adults 18 plus. As long as you can see over top of those, you're good to go up there. So with that, just a couple guidelines. If you do choose to stay on that side, those poles and that netting is just simply visual. It's not going to hold you, so don't lean on it. Also, make sure not to put any phones or anything over the water, because if that falls in, that could be dangerous. The sharks might think it's a fish and they might go for it, so we don't want that. And then we also ask, if you do choose to go over there, since we're feeding the sharks in this area, we ask that you remain on that side for the remainder of the feed. Sometimes they take usually at least 15 minutes. Sometimes it could be 30 minutes. So we ask once you're over there that you stay over there. Unless there's an emergency, raise your hand and we'll pause the feed and we'll let you back this way. Okay, so for any adults 18 plus, they're taller than that netting. If you would like to go to the other side, just let me know that yes, you agree to the guidelines, and we'll
You're not on this. Yeah. You'll faint. If I blink my eyes, you will be. He's looking at the
18 plus.
Unfortunately, I'm not old enough to go up on the little board there.
The fin coming. See the fin? You want to go with the girls? I'll go with Steve. Okay. So there's more room for them. Okay. Where's Gracie, Daddy?
There's one shark right there.
I did.
All right, so thank you everyone for joining us. ledge as well. Make sure your phones are behind the ledge because we're going to be coming around and trying to feed the sharks near you guys. Sometimes they put on a show, sometimes they're a little more chill. It all depends on their mood. But we are the team of Aquarius that helps take care of all of the animals here except for the dolphins. So my name is Nikki, closest to me is Kaylee and Joni. So with that, when it comes to any kind of animal care, feeding, habitat maintenance, we help do that for all of the animals here except for the dolphins. So you are lucky enough to enjoy our adult sand tiger shark feed today. We have 11 sand tiger sharks here total. The ones being fed today are our adults. So we have 4 girls and 2 boys over here. Let's see if they give us a splash. Oh, very gentle bite this time. And then behind you we have our 5 younger males. Now, they all have names. The ones in here are Zora, Caroline, Clarice, Storm, Wolverine, and Bruce. Now, our sharks are actually part of a worldwide research program in an effort to naturally breed sand tiger sharks in human care. It actually has not been done in this hemisphere before. They have not been able to naturally breed this species. So with that, these sharks came from different aquariums across the U.S. in hopes of starting a breeding program. So with that, they are a critically endangered species and the lowest reproducing species of shark. So here at Marineland, we're able to offer 3 very important things to these sharks that they're not going to get at other aquariums. So they are actually pretty popular aquarium sharks. You'll see them most places that you go. And that's because they're very site specific. They do really well in human care because out in the ocean, they'll actually stay in one place for long enough to where divers can individually identify them in the water. So with that, we're able to pretty easily kind of replicate the conditions that they prefer. So here at Marineland, the 3... Oh. That was a good one! She missed it. Oh. The 3 important things we have to offer are number 1, a natural photo period. We're outdoors. You do not see big sharks like this in an outdoor space. It's much more natural. It gives them those photo cues of the time of day as well as the season. It's much better than artificial light being turned off and on with a switch. Number 2, all natural ocean water for all of our animals here actually, even the ones in our downstairs aquarium. So it comes in down through pipes around this area and it goes to the habitats. Whenever it's all done in the habitats, it's going to filter back out to the intercoastal and loop around for a nice healthy cycle. Now make sure up top that phones are behind the ledge for me, and we don't want a phone in their diet today. And then the 3rd very important thing that we have for the sharks is a nice temperature. So we have heaters and chillers to make sure that it's within the 50 to 80 degree range because it does get very hot here during the Florida summers. Now with that, it is a little bit of an overcast day, so it's a little harder to see them. But the adults, thankfully, they're coming right up to the top, so you can get a good look at all those dorsal fins and their sheer size. They are beautiful creatures, that's for sure. They're also all different personalities, believe it or not. So you'll notice that they're individually feeding each shark, and we're able to tell them apart by different physical features, their fins, shape, size, also crazy enough, their personalities. So Caroline is usually one of the sharks that's scooting around the surface with her little nose out of the water. She's a little more outgoing. And then you got ones like Bruce that are a little more low and slow. So that one that just prematurely bit was Caroline, one of our more outgoing ones. Nice one.
Good job.
Now, you'll notice they all have their own little lunchboxes also with their names on them. So we feed each of them according to how much each individual weighs. Now, they get about 1.5 to 2% of their body weight in fish per week. This is about 2 to 4 fish every other day is when they get fed. They need a natural fasting time in their diet, and sand tigers out in the ocean could go over a month without eating. So here they are very well fed. They are weighted on head and fin practically. But with that, they're not going to need as much food as an animal like dolphins. sharks are cold-blooded, very moving. The dolphins, however, are warm-blooded mammals that are jumping around all over the place. They're going crazy over there, so they need a lot more food. The dolphins are going to have around 20 to 30 pounds of fish each every single day. So totally different from our sharks, who are just about the same weight as the dolphins. Our adults are about the same size.
I don't know if they have one here.
And that's just because they have different energy requirements.
Y'all should get a swimming pool for what? Y'all guys.
Now, a typical menu of a sand tiger shark out in the ocean would include bony fish. We're serving them today. Also, things like smaller sharks, rays, sometimes crustaceans and squid. And we offer them a variety of different restaurant quality fish from different restaurant quality vendors. Today, they have mullet, which is the one that's in the water now. We also have fatty herring for another option, because they can't be picky. These sharks are very spoiled. We also give them things like squid, bonito, blue runner, lots of different options, mackerel even. And they all, of course, have different nutritional values as well. And to boost the nutritional value, we'll give them some vitamins whenever they get fed. Just like we get our vitamins, the sharks need them too. So we have those to supplement for what may or may not be in the fish that we serve them. Now, sand tiger sharks can typically be found all around the world, everywhere except for the eastern Pacific. So in the summer, they can be as far north as Cape. A little more about their anatomy. Sharks in general have specialized scales called dermal denticles, which actually literally translates to skin teeth. Because under a microscope, their scales actually look like teeth. It looks really cool. With that, it's what gives them that sandpaper texture, if you've ever heard of that, and it helps reduce drag in the water. Also, sand tiger sharks specifically are the only species of shark that has to gulp air for buoyancy. So other sharks use their liver, but these guys actually have to come up to the surface, get a big gulp of air, and use that to get to whatever height they want to be in the water column. And this also does aid in their hunting. It reduces their movements, and the fish around them get complacent, making it easier to pick off. Can you guys up top hear me okay? All right. Also, sharks in general can lose. Well, did you see that shark talk back to Kaylee? Did you guys see that? Now, sharks in general can lose around 30,000 teeth in their life. They have rows of teeth, so when one from the front falls out, there's going to be one ready to go behind it and come up and replace it. They'll lose them super easy. Even during these feeds, they'll fall out when there's not a lot going on. How many of you were expecting a big feeding frenzy? Was anybody expecting that at a shark feed? Some of you were. But it is very controlled, in fact. We want to make sure that all of the sharks are getting the right amount of food that they need. Because some are also more food motivated than others. And some will eat everything that you put near them, while others, they're like, you gotta put it directly in my mouth.
Nice people.
That's why we have the long tongues. Now, sharks in general are actually the most threatened group of marine species that you see out there in the oceans. So, sand tiger sharks specifically are critically endangered as of 2021. Very unfortunate. So there's not a lot of them left. And what's even worse is they're the lowest reproducing species of shark of over 500 species of sharks. So they only have around 1 to 2 pups every 2 to 3 years. And when they have pups, they engage in interuterine cannibalism. So that's where the strongest, most well-developed pup is going to feed on the underdeveloped ones in the womb. But this does ensure that the strongest sharks survive, so there is an overall purpose with the natural selection, things like that. But it's very unfortunate because how can they keep up with the rate that people kill sharks when they're only having 1 to 2 pups every 2 to 3 years? It just doesn't add up. So with that, I want to hear your guesses. Just yell them out. How many sharks a year do you think people kill? Way more than 100,000. We're talking big numbers.
So you know how we do that?
500,000.
Way more than 500,000.
3 million.
Way more than 20 million. It's 100 million.
Oh, that's a
Thanks for your
lot.
guesses. That was great.
China or Japan?
Worldwide, 100 million sharks are killed every single year worldwide. And that's just what's reported. There are, of course, other things that are going on that we are not privy to. But with that, they can't keep up with those rates.
Right.
So the big killer is going to be the shark finning industry. Unfortunately, shark fin soup is a delicacy in some countries. And with that, are you guys still good up there for like another 5 minutes? Okay, sure. So with the shark fin soup being a delicacy, unfortunately, with that, it's really brutal. They chop off the fins, dump the rest of the live shark back in the water. They simply cannot survive like that, and they slowly pass away. It's very terrible. So if you ever see shark fin soup on a menu, don't buy it. Another big thing is overfishing. We're depleting their food sources. And then as well as...
Of course, humans are going to be the biggest threat to these animals.
So sharks, they stress out really easily, especially when they're out of water. So sometimes fishermen might catch a shark, try to take a picture. Well, the longer they're out of the water, the more they're going to stress out. And once they're back in, they simply might not make it because they are so stressed out. And they don't breathe air. They get their oxygen from the water. So if you ever happen to catch a shark on the line, just make sure to cut it real quick. The hook will rust out. Don't worry about that. And just put them back safely in the water. That way they can have a better chance at survival. Now on the flip side, we talked about how many sharks are killed a year. How many people do you think are killed a year by sharks?
Less than 20.
Less than 20. Yep. What number are you thinking? Yeah, pretty much. Only around 5 to 15. Awesome guess. So that's it. Sometimes people are like 100, 500. No, no, no. The media really likes to hype up a shark bite story because that's what people want to hear. And unfortunately, they get a bad rep because we are not on any shark's menu, and bites are a result of mistaken identity because we don't live in the water and they have no clue what we are. It's usually like the surfers on surfboards look a lot like sea turtles or sea lions, which is on something like a great white shark's menu. And unfortunately, they don't have fingers to poke, they got a mouthful of teeth. So with that, you are more likely to get squished by a vending machine, hit the head with a coconut, and be killed by all these different things. Don't even look up the number of car accidents per second. It's crazy. Sharks are simply not a threat to humans. So humans are the threat to sharks. And there actually used to be an animal that we all love today that people, and specifically fishermen, were terrified of. It's an animal that we have at this park. Do you guys want to guess? Not sea turtles, good guess though. What? Manatee? Not a manatee. We actually don't have any manatees here. It is a dolphin. People used to be terrified of dolphins. They would kill them on the spot. But the dolphins have all those cutesy movies like Flipper and Dolphin Tales. So people are like, oh, they're great. But then what kind of movies do we have for sharks? Thanks for Jaws and The Meg. But sharks are actually, like I said, not a threat, and they're really important for our oceans, and this is my last point, and then I'll let you guys free. So with that, they keep our oceans healthy by eating those super injured fish. So they help make sure the fish population's healthy, which is better for them, and better seafood for us, because ultimately those fish will end up in our nets and on our plates. And then they're also really important members of the food chain, being that they are at the very top of the food chain. So they make sure that everything is in balance. And if there's a decrease in sharks, there may be an overgrowth of different populations of fish or things like that, and it could be detrimental to an environment or an ecosystem. So I want to thank you all for coming out today. Your visit helps all of our animals here, including our sharks, and we truly believe it's a matter of when, not a matter of if our breeding program is successful. So we are coming on breeding season. We are at that time, and we're looking for lots of love bites because shark love is tough. So they'll latch onto the female, flip her over, and do their thing. So love bites, a good sign. If you see all those on them, that's what we want. So we're crossing our fingers for a pup this year, and thank you all for helping with that with the visit here. And just so you know, the next event on your schedule is the 11:15 Dolphin Talk, and it's just a little 5-minute walk down the ocean there. And general admission restrooms are in the gift shop before you head out. And then you guys can come on down.
Alright, so I apologize I was unable to go up on that boardwalk thing that had the net, because unfortunately only people that are above the age of 18 are allowed up there. Unfortunately, I'm below the age of 18, but still I really enjoyed the shark talk, and it was very fantastic and very educational. Yeah, so over here is some information that I missed this morning. More information about turtles. Information about the green turtle. The hawk-billed turtle. Leatherback turtle. Manta ray. Information about the manta ray. Rays of the coast. And a spotted eagle ray. And the cownose ray. Here it shows you all the different sea turtle shells. Here it tells you all the different sea turtle shells. Kemp's Ridley sea turtle. And what makes a sea turtle a sea turtle? Loggerhead sea turtle. Green sea turtle. Leatherback sea turtle. A sea turtle nesting in northeast Florida. Alright everybody, that is going to do it for my visit to Marineland in St. Augustine, Florida. I had a fantastic time coming here. I enjoyed every minute of it, especially loved seeing the shark talk and the dolphins. That was very cool. I loved every minute of this place. Leave some comments down below of what was your favorite part of this aquarium. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel. I go to zoos and aquariums. If this is the kind of stuff you enjoy, then join my channel. I am already around 420 subscribers at the time of this filming. I upload new videos every Saturday at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.